Have you ever wondered if Valak, the demonic nun from The Conjuring 2 and The Nun, is just a figment of Hollywood's imagination? What if I told you there are records, stories, and accounts that make this horror much more real than you imagine? In the next few minutes, you'll discover Valak's hidden secrets, its connection to real cases of possession, historical documents, and demonological texts, reports of supernatural apparitions in convents, and macabre events that directly inspired the films. Stay with me until the end to discover the dark side that no one told you, and you may never look at a nun the same way again. In the movies, Valak appears as a demonic nun with a piercing gaze, an intimidating presence, and supernatural powers that leave any viewer frozen in fear. But this figure didn't appear out of nowhere. Valak originates from medieval demonological texts, including the famous Lemegeton Clavicula Salomonis, also called the Book of Solomon, where entities from hell are described with specific hierarchies and abilities. Valak is referred to as a prince of hell, responsible for testing human faith and revealing hidden secrets, but also capable of manipulating and corrupting those who dare invoke him. This duality power, malice, and cunning is what makes him especially terrifying, even before his transformation into a nun for the movies. What makes Valak truly disturbing is not only what the movies depict, but what historical and religious records describe. Ancient documents mention demonic entities infiltrating convents, causing fear, confusion, and supernatural possessions. Some nuns have reported objects moving on their own, mysterious voices, and invisible presences experiences that eerily coincide with the scenes in the movies. In one of the most famous cases, a convent in Eastern Europe reported the appearance of a figure dressed as a nun, but with evil intentions. Priests and paranormal investigators described unexplained noises, shadows that moved on their own, and a constant sense of observation phenomena that defy rational explanation to this day. Part of the fear Valak evokes comes from psychological shock. A nun symbolizes purity, goodness, and security. But when this image is distorted into evil, the emotional impact is devastating. Cinema has taken full advantage of this. By transforming Valak into a nun, the films activate the primal fear of betrayal and corruption. It's not just what we see, but the idea that evil can lurk within something that should protect and guide. This paradox makes Valak one of the most memorable demons in modern horror. The plot of The Conjuring 2 and The Nun is based on documented accounts of demonic possession, where nuns and religious people have experienced supernatural phenomena. In the 1970s and 1980s, some convents recorded visions of entities disguised as nuns, objects that moved on their own, threatening voices, and a constant evil presence. These reports were studied by paranormal investigators and priests specializing in exorcism, who documented behaviors ranging from voice changes and levitation to phenomena impossible to explain. It is precisely this real fear that the films capture, blending fiction and reality in a terrifying way. After the films, Valak became a global horror icon. Its image appears in art, paranormal theories, horror stories, and memes. But most disturbing, its inspiration comes from real stories of religious terror and possession. Paranormal researchers still debate, is the film version merely an exaggeration, or does it somehow capture the essence of real entities documented over the centuries? This fine line between fiction and reality is what keeps Valak alive in the collective imagination. What no one told you is that Valak is not just a monster. She represents the evil that infiltrates where there should be protection. The manifestation of traumas, fears, and hidden secrets. Valak's occult past, documented in historical records, demonological texts, and paranormal accounts, shows that horror isn't just in cinema. It exists in real stories that have spanned generations. For believers, Valak is more than myth. She's a warning, a test of faith, and a reminder that certain evil forces have always lurked. For skeptics, she's a study in human fear and our obsession with the unknown. Valak is undoubtedly one of the most terrifying figures in modern cinema, but her origins and inspiration lie much deeper than you might imagine. Between historical accounts, real possessions, and demonological texts, the demonic nun has become an icon of psychological and supernatural horror. Now the question remains, Does Valak really exist? The answer may lie in every shadow you can't explain, in every strange sigh at night, or in the records that have never been fully explained. If you enjoyed this video and want to continue exploring the darkest mysteries and real-life horror stories, don't forget to subscribe to the Haunted Hour channel. Leave a comment with your opinion about Valak and of course share it, so more people can discover the dark secrets behind the demonic nun.